Yo, so my name is Gabriel Casablanco, and I just want to talk about what leadership means to me and who inspires me. So, first, let me go off of what leadership means to me. Leadership is, I feel like, taking charge in anything that you do, whether if it's just like a group project and anything. This can be from video games out into sports or out into like the business world. Like it's taking charge when charge is needed to be taken, when there has to be a risk, and instead of being afraid and taking a step back and just wait for somebody else to do it, you take the charge and you take the opportunity when you see it. And a leader that like inspires me right now, I think with strong personal connection, not anymore because he ain't in the league, but Aaron Donald, right? He was that dog. Like people, I feel like underestimated him a lot just because like he was only 6 foot. He wasn't like 6'4", crazy, but he had that dog in him. He was strong. He was able to take up double teams on the inside, one take, three take, or could even go out into a five, even a wide nine, and just still dominate on the pass and on the run. But that's in football. But out in the business world, I feel like a leader that inspires me is Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he doesn't have a limit in his imagination. He'll think of something and attempt it over and over and over again until he finally gets it his way, or whenever he becomes uninterested with that object or topic. So like he's just like he's very broad in what he does and what he likes to invest in. So he has his car company, you have Tesla, you also have SpaceX, where that's not even just doing rockets, but it's doing satellite with Wi-Fi, and just being such a big like global business company, man, that's able to take charge of what he does. That I feel like that inspires me to be just like him, just to keep on going, even when people doubt you, because he had to go through that with like PayPal and stuff, like in his beginning years. But those are the leaders that inspire me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Evan Morris. I'm the student pastor here at Parkway Baptist Church, and I just wanted to make a quick video kind of answering some of the questions from Gabriel Casablanco about leadership, decision-making, kind of my process for thinking through some of that. So the first question is, how do you make tough decisions under pressure? Well, I think the baseline, the foundation for this is you have conviction. Your convictions are going to be the anchor in your life. So for me, I have a Christian worldview, and that basically is the anchor for which allows me to make my decisions. It's like my glasses or my contacts that allows me to see the world in such a way that I make decisions based upon that. So it could be any example. Maybe your conviction is you don't want to work on Saturdays or Fridays. You want to take a day off. Well, depending on your conviction, that's going to dictate how you make decisions. Or your conviction is I try to treat everyone with respect. Well, that can be a deeply held conviction. So that's going to help inform me on my decision making on how I treat people. And so when I make decisions under pressure, my convictions are going to kind of help be that foundation layer for me. With that, prayer as a Christian, again, if you're not a Christian, you may have other ways that you kind of think through that, but prayer is going to be one for me as I'm under stress. And so it's kind of coming from outside of me. Wise counsel, I'm going to get wise counsel from other people that are older than me, that have more experience than me, that are wiser than me, mentors in my life. Could be family, could be friends, could be older people that coach even. But you're going to get a multiplicity of wisdom from other people and wise counselors who are making a decision under pressure. You want to see, is there any common things they're all saying to me? Are there main ideas that they're all kind of getting at? And there are things that they're seeing and I'm not. So conviction, prayer, wise counsel from a lot of different sources. And I'm going to weigh the options. For me, I'm rational, so I'm going to think through what are the pros and cons of this decision. Does something kind of outweigh one another? And then what are my convictions and what are other people saying? All of those things are going to help me make decisions under pressure. and just living with that. That's part of it, is just you live with that decision. And after you've done those things, then you move on. You can't continue to go back and think about what if in your head. So that's the first thing. Second question is, describe a decision you regret and what did you learn from it? Specifically, there's been a lot of decisions that I've learned and things I've failed in. And as a pastor, as a leader, one of the things that I regret deciding was just an element of our programming with our students. I made a quick decision on how we should structure something on a Wednesday night. We kind of went away from doing some small groups, and I was pretty quick to making that decision. Just did it too quickly. And because I made that decision quickly and I didn't really consult with a lot of people that I was leading, I think some of the people just kind of grieved that, and they didn't really trust me in my decision making yet. And so one thing that I learned from that, just from any decision that you make, is you can have conviction, you can feel like you're confident in something, but you have to bring people along with you. And if they don't trust you, then they're not going to care. And so for me, it could be on a sports team, it could be anything, is that you have to build trust while you're making decisions. And so for me, I think if you rush decisions too quickly, if you don't consult well enough, you can fail, and you can upset unnecessarily lots of people. And that can happen in leadership. So that's something that I've learned. There's been other things that I've made mistakes on, I learned over the years. And then lastly, what's your process for making strategic decisions? So specifically strategy. This kind of overlaps with the first question, but the first thing is I would have a roadmap. And so do I know where I want to go with my philosophy? If I'm making decisions, do I have kind of an idea of who I am, where I want to go? Just like a coach, again, if you're a sport, you have kind of a playbook for kind of how you operate, your philosophy of coaching, your philosophy of sports. And so my process would start with my convictions, my roadmap. Do I have a kind of a 5-year plan? Do I kind of see ahead of where I want to go? Then that kind of helps inform my decision making strategically. Again, I'm going to get counsel. I'm going to ask maybe other coaches or other companies or organizations or leaders, what are you doing? What kind of things how are you leading? How do you make these decisions? What are you seeing? So that's kind of how I will, that's another thing that I would do, is getting counsel from other people, other places. I'd weigh the pros and cons of that strategy. What is the end result going to be if I make this decision? What are some questions people are going to ask when I make this decision? How will I respond to those questions? Yeah, I think those are some of the things that I would consider when making strategic decisions, and then kind of going from there. So hopefully.
Hello, my name is Dale Morrow, and I serve as the operations assistant at Parkway Baptist Church. I have served at the church for 37 years in various roles. I have a team of 3 that I am directly responsible for, and we take care of the day-to-day operations in the church office. I also assist our administrator in maintaining the building, the HVAC units, the cleaning service, all of that things to make sure our building is ready for Sunday morning and for other activities. The leadership lesson that I learned in a hard way was trusting your team, and trusting your team to do a job without your finger being in it. I always felt like I had to have my finger in it and to just micromanaged, which is not a good thing. Thankfully, I learned this early on. It's always a work in progress, but I fell and broke my ankle very badly and was out of the office a couple of months. And thankfully, my team stepped up. They took care of things, and we have all been better and stronger And we've been a better and stronger individuals, but also a better and stronger team because of that. As a leader, I currently, I read. I always want to be learning. Just because something can be done well doesn't mean that there's not a way to do it better. So I always try to look at that, and I try to encourage my team to do that. Being a leader doesn't mean being static. A good leader should always be seeking ways to improve themselves and to improve their team. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ethan Penneroth, and I'm the manager at Target. Some ways I set my own personal growth goals is I try and get out to the gym every day. I make my bed in the morning, and I always make sure I eat breakfast with at least a full glass of water and a full glass of orange juice every day, bro. A few ways I stay recharged and inspired to keep going and work on myself is family. Family really helps me stay inspired, especially when times get tough. And I would say to help me recharge, I take a good ice bath or an Epsom salt bath, or just stretch. Really just stretch. Yeah.